It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Morgan to Baxter's in trouble, there they go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Portland International Raceway. For the first time ever in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, we are qualifying here for the Western Digital 350K. This is uncharted qualifying here. And I'm glad you can join us here for qualifying on this Friday afternoon, and obviously it is definitely been a very interesting time in our nation's history, and I think it's important for us here in the NOFSRL to definitely say that we do not stand for any discrimination or racism, and we fully support all the efforts being made to end that in our country, and it's a tough time, and there's not much to say about it other than we want to do our best to definitely think about the situation with an open mind, and we hope that we can do that here in the NOFSRL. But we're glad to take your mind off of all the negative news that has been going on recently. Not to take away from anything that is going on, but definitely glad you're here as we are qualifying here for the Western Digital 350K. Join alongside Trey Wright for this one. It's going to be an interesting race. First time we've ever been to the Portland International Raceway in any Napa Fan series, and we're doing it in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. How do you think these guys are going to maneuver this track in tomorrow's race?
Well, this is definitely a very interesting track to maneuver. As you saw the 57 of, I'm not entirely sure who's in that this week, but
I should have listed the drivers before we started.
That'd probably be.
07 is Nick Smith, 08 is KeShawn Richardson, 21 is Jacob Hamman, 55 is Owen Miles, 57 is Ryan Benjamin, 67 is John Andrews, 71 Dale Salzmann, 98 Zachary DiLello. And those drivers were awarded their positions based off of the finish in the Kansas race last week. The Kansas Heartland 300 in the Turkey Hill Series. So that's how they got their rides awarded here for the Turkey Hill hot seat. But they only have 5 minutes here to complete a lap around this place. And Ryan Benjamin, he was pushing it there into the corner, almost went into the wall. It's very possible that not everyone's going to get a time in here. Now, then again, it is a short road course. It's under 2 miles long, so 23 laps in tomorrow's race. But hopefully everyone gets a time in here in uncharted qualifying, and these guys have a good shot at having a good chance at being in tomorrow's race.
Indeed, and as you're saying, how the drivers are going to drive this racetrack. This racetrack is definitely very unique. It is almost entirely flat. So there's a lot of, it's a very wide racetrack. As we see, the 21 already got some damage on the left side of that Manscaped Toyota. But this is definitely going to be an interesting race. There's a lot of runoff, as you can see. Oh, the 57, he's going to go off. So it's very possible with these tight turns, drivers to go off and unfortunately hit the outside wall like you just saw there, and
and I do believe that I have the strength set a little high right now, and that might be part of the reason why we're having this problem. So we're gonna figure it out, knock it down for when we do the race. I forgot which strength I wanted to have this race set at, but it's obviously not this one.
Nope.
Well, we're figuring things out here. 98 right now, Zachary DiLello with the fastest time. I believe these guys are just starting their time. 71, Dale Salzmann's going to clock into time.
Oh, no.
And the 67 just overshot the chicane there. I think it was like 102 is what I had it set. I got it at 104 right now, and apparently that's just a little too much.
Imagine if this was 110. It'd probably just drive right through it.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too good. Yeah, just figuring this track out, of course, and nice to make this mistake now and not when the race goes on tomorrow. But either way, it's simply uncharted qualifying, and only 2 drivers make it in, so we're just going to go with it now, but we're going to knock it in, I should say, when we get to pole qualifying here in just a moment from the Western Digital 350K qualifying session. 98 and 55 now to second. That is Owen Miles.
And he hits the wall.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna change this, guys. Just it's not gonna be like this tomorrow. Not gonna be like this at all.
And all the drifts going into the chicane here, so the chicane area is definitely going to be interesting regardless of the settings, because you have that long drag strip back front straightaway, excuse me. You have to slow it down, and you see, and even though we're going to be dialing the strength down, it's definitely going to be a challenge for a lot of these guys to get in through there. It's even even challenging in real life with the Indy cars, as you see it time and time again as they restart, as when they do the NTT IndyCar series at Portland, that they tend to overshoot the chicane, and unfortunately, when you overshoot the chicane, you're gonna hit an inside wall tire barrier. So it's going to be very interesting, and to see who, as a factor to see who wins this race tomorrow. But definitely going to be an interesting race.
Definitely will be, and this has definitely been circled on a lot of drivers' calendars this season, as being one of those races where I really don't know what could happen, and it's going to be interesting. But like I said, it won't be like we've seen here so far with them just, I don't know what you want to call it, into the chicane there, but it won't be like that. I can guarantee that. But it does appear that the 98 machine of Zachary DiLello and the 55 of Owen Miles, we'll have to see here what Nick Smith clocks in, and he could not beat Miles' time, so it looks like it's going to be Owen Miles. Owen Miles actually won the Kansas Turkey Hill Series race the other day, and the 98 machine of Zachary DiLello had a good run in that event as well. And odds are those will be the two drivers advancing on, even though I believe they've probably both wrecked at some point in this session. I don't even see the 98 out there, so obviously I think he ended his day. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna fix this whole thing out, and we're gonna get you a good qualifying session here for the pole in just a moment.
Indeed, we are. So, and another interesting thing is first road course race of the year. So these guys are going to be getting used to turning right again. So
yeah, they will. Zachary DiLello, Owen Miles, two guys advancing on in uncharted qualifying. Let's get the other 40 full-time drivers on the racetrack and qualify for the Western Digital 350K from Portland. And we are back here at the Portland International Raceway, first road course of the season. We're going to set the starting lineup for tomorrow's Western Digital 350K. It'll be a 23-lap race around this 1.95-mile road course in Portland, Oregon. And like I mentioned, the first road course race of the season for these guys. It should be an interesting one, and where you start on the road courses means quite a bit to how well you do in the race. There are no cautions turned on for the road course events on Napa fans, so because of that, where your position is going to mean quite a bit. Track position means everything, and we will have one pit stop in tomorrow's race as well. But outside of that, the rest of the track is where you're going to gain your time, and with it being a road course, you got to hit your marks, or otherwise you're going to lose a lot of time. One of those tracks where if you overshoot a corner, you could wreck for one thing, and of course lose a ton of positions on the racetrack. But gonna be interesting to see how it all goes down. We fixed the issue into the chicane right there with them going a little overboard. Hopefully they don't continue to do that. Should be an interesting race tomorrow with 23 laps of action here at Portland.
indeed, it should be, as Bradley Ream's going to go around this long, flowy back straightaway. He's going to enter the little bit of a kink here. Or not the kink, just like a little bit of a U-shaped turn here that'll lead up back onto the drag strip front straightaway. Definitely just want to reiterate, very interesting course here, as Bradley Ream's going to get his time. Really awesome shot right there from the bridge and that flyby. Going to begin his time. Really interesting course, and moment of truth.
I think we got it figured out.
Yeah.
Want to explain that one?
Yes, I guess I'll attempt to explain it. So the track INI that Napa fan used when he edited this track, I believe he didn't save it, so that's why they were yeeting into the corner at a lot more speed. So that's been edited. No one's going to be doing any more yeeting or failed drifting or slad jobs.
Or at least it won't be all on one lap. You know, it might happen a couple times, but it's not going to be everybody. So that's the good thing about it.
They're not going to be lemmings going off a cliff. It's not going to be a train wreck. Anyway, Cameron Garlington, fastest time so far is a 1:23.
I think those are drivers who had actually crossed the line coming off the pit lane. The first driver who will officially complete a time here will, in fact, be the number 40 of Bradley Reed. And here he is. We'll have to see what his time is compared to everybody else.
I can dream to have one on the
He's going to go to a 1:14.935. That's actually considerably slower than what we were seeing in Uncharted qualifying. It looks like Trey Bartow might have had an issue, and that's not good for Bartow. It has been a very tough season for that team. Brad Stover, Nicholas Samedillo, Mitchell Henderson all in a row right there. Eli Bright with the fastest time right now. The number 33 machine is actually a full second faster than second place, so that looks to be a pretty fast car. Nathan Baird, sporting COVID-19 relief. And you're going to be switching over to this ride for the rest of the season. Our defending Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. Great to see him do that. And then this one, very important one as well. Edgar Larvin Alonso, supporting Black Lives Matter. Obviously, as we mentioned in Uncharted qualifying, you know, we support all of our brothers of color, and it's a tough situation, and it's a little hard for us to understand, but we definitely want to be there for everyone, and we realize that they're hurting, and we want to definitely show our support and help end racism in our generation. But Alonso's definitely had a pretty good run as of late here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Obviously, our defending race winner. Have to see what his time clocks in here. I'm pretty sure that he's already started. If not, it'll be the next time around. Nathan Baird has just gone to the top of the board in the number 16. That is a 1:13.460 for him. 22 machine of Gatlin Downey also pretty quick as well, and I believe Alonso is starting his... Nope, he's 11th quickest right now 12th in the number 28.
Indeed, that chicane is definitely going to be play a factor into who wins this race. As you can see, Nathan Stapleton, the 97, going through the exit of the chicane. Brett Sear, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, that's the 13 of Sebastian Kukalon. Definitely interesting scheme for this weekend, so definitely going to be fun to see.
He's run this scheme before, I will say.
Oh.
We have a couple orange schemes out here. You got Fisher G in the 7, then you also, of course, have Brett Sear in the 04, so... And even Mitchell Henderson a little bit, too. Matt Dallio's... excuse me, that's McMillan. Excuse me. I haven't gotten used to the number change yet. McMillan has gone to now 4th, as Eli Bright improved his time once again. Only a 10th, or should I say a 100th of a second off of Nathan Baird for the top position for Eli Bright. I think starting on that front row is going to mean quite a bit to how well you do in the race, and I would watch out for Baird and Eli Bright to possibly have a good chance of winning tomorrow. Gatlin Downey, Daniel McMillan, and to 3rd, Sebastian Kukalon. I think the times are getting a little faster as this session goes along. Kukalon with a 1:13.523. Now McMillan going to 3rd in the 79. Going up to a 1:13.499, but no one is yet to beat Baird's time of a 1:13.460.
Baird has definitely brought a horse underneath that 16 Mustangs. Kind of makes sense. But I think Baird, unless somebody has a smoking fast time, I think Nathan Baird is going to have the pole in the first race for that COVID-19 relief car. Let's see if he improves his time here. Of 3:15 to go for qualifying.
He put a pretty fast one up there. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat it. We'll have to see if anyone else can get to him. It's Nathan Baird, Eli Bright, Daniel McMillan, Sebastian Kukalon, Gatlin Downey, Sam Oskin, Nikolai Sykes, Ikwan Haslam, Patrick Smith, and Andrew Miller. That is the top 10. Very diverse top 10 right there. And Sam Oskin's already won twice this season. Looking for his 3rd win of the year. We've yet to have a driver win 3 races yet, but we, I believe, have 5 guys who have won multiple races this year. Alexander Rowe, Shane Lake, Andrew Miller, Sam Oskin. Actually, I think it is just those 4 think it's just those 4. But still 4 guys coming into the 15th race of the season with multiple wins already. Only 10 different winners in 14 races, so it's not been a lot of different guys in victory lane, but if this stays the way it is right here, odds are we're going to have a new winner tomorrow in this 23-lap event. Nikolai Sykes!
Oh, Sykes!
He got him.
That is smoking
0.79. That was a really fast time there ahead of Nathan Baird, and the number 6 will go to the top of the board late in the session. And Baird's looking to start on the outside pole for the Western Digital 350K. Then you got Eli Bright, Daniel McMillan, Sebastian Kugelon, Gatlin Downey, LJ Semedo up to 7th, right behind Sykes. Then Fisher G, the 83 of Salmon Oskin, and then Nick One has him inside the top 10.
A blistering fast time by Nikolai Sykes in the 6 car. Was looking to be a Ford front row here. To see who's going to start the race on the front row here at Portland, and Nikolai Sykes
just went up to the 6th position. We have not seen much of John Arndt yet this year in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and he had a... I can't remember. It was one race. It was the Coke 600. He actually had a strong run in that one, but ended up getting caught in the tail end of the lead lap when the caution came out midway through the cycle of green flag pit stops. And he's currently in the 7th position right now for Kinghart Family Racing. And the 5, Keegan Thompson just moved up to the 6th position for Fowler Fruit Motorsports. Great run for him right there. Whereas he won his first career Napa Fan race in the Freedom 50 a couple weeks ago. And it's interesting, you mentioned a Ford front row. There are only 5 full-time Fords, only 5 Fords total in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Nikolai Sykes, Nathan Baird, both for single-car teams, and then American Motorsports, your team, with Herschel Larvin Alonso, Cameron Garlington, and Dale Lightning. Definitely the Fords are doing pretty good right now, or at least the single-car team Fords are doing good. I don't know about your team right now.
Yeah. I'm the team owner. That should clue you into how we're gonna do.
Alonso's currently 37, not really backing up what he had last week at Kansas. Garlington 31st, and the 38 of Dale Lightning, the best of the 3, in 25th. Those aren't bad positions to start on the road course. I think you can definitely work your way to a top 10 from those positions.
Not a win.
But we'll have to see how it all shakes out tomorrow. We really don't know what to expect. Like I said, it's our first time ever coming here in any race on Napa Fan. And definitely intrigued to see how it's going to play out, because we just don't know. That chicane is the slowest corner on the circuit. They go about 30 miles per hour at the slowest through this chicane as they come off the front straightaway. It's a unique racetrack. It's going to be a unique race tomorrow because it's a flat racetrack as well. There's so many unknowns to this one. It should be a fun one tomorrow. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Napa Fan, in between the truck race and the Xfinity race at Atlanta. So a little bit of a later starting time for these guys, but should be a fun one as we hit the halfway point of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series tomorrow at 3:30.
Definitely on contrary to the actual 2020, the 2020 Chick-fil-A Cup Series season has definitely been one of the most fun in recent memory, if not the most fun. We've had a diverse group of drivers winning. We've had a lot of interesting moments, and I think it's just going to ramp up as we get into the second half of the season, as Nikolai Sykes is nearly going to make contact with Nicholas Amadeo, and that's going to do it for qualifying.
It will. Nikolai Sykes will win the pole for the Western Digital 350K. Nathan Baird will start alongside him. Eli Bright, Daniel McMillan, Sebastian Kugelon, Keegan Thompson, John Arndt, Gatlin Downey, LJ Semedo, and Fisher G. The top 10. Actually, Fisher G and Salmon Oskin tie, which means that Salmon Oskin will get the 10th starting position for this race. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. And we got another tie between Sam Adio and Henderson. I don't exactly know who has a tiebreaker between those two guys. Brett Sierra and Ryan Durrani also tied. I believe Durrani has it on that one. We actually have a few ties, which is interesting for a road course. 4 ties in qualifying on a road course. Andrew Miller, Brad Stover. I believe Miller has the advantage. on that one. But outside the ties, that is how they'll line up for tomorrow's Western Digital 350K. And we will see you guys tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right over there on Napa Fan. For the 15th race of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season at number 9. Tonight on Napa Fan, it is the Fort Worth 125K in the Haas IndyCar Series. That should be a fun one there from the Texas Motor Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Nikolai Sykes for winning the pole. And I will see you guys later.